It's a new day in the workroom, and I'm sad Lance is gone.
It's going to feel different without Lance here.
He will be missed. Lance's elimination was a gag. No one here was expecting it. It goes to show anyone can go home at any time.
Lance will be missed. But not by me. We can be friends after the season. I don't have time to be crying over someone I knew for a day.
So Mondo, how does it feel being a frontrunner now?
It feels fantastic.
Yeah. I'm sure it's great to get a win. I'd like one myself now, plainly. At least one before Queens stop getting charity wins.
I was gagged to be in the bottom right after getting a win. But I'm not going to let that sit. I'm more of an icon than that, just wait and see.
Devin, are you okay? You seem a little tense.
Oh, yeah? I'll talk about it later. I've been thinking of what Shadow told me and Flygon in Untucked last week. It's nerve-wracking the possibility someone here sabotaged Lance. I think I'm going to keep a close eye on anyone wanting to go near my workstation today.
You can claim you're the star all you want. Everyone casts themselves as the hero of the story. What's the problem with that? Bitch, where are the jokes? Shadow and Akiza won the mini-challenge.
Honestly, after having Blaney tell me to step it up last week, it's nice to win a challenge. Even if it's a stupid mini-challenge.
I didn't come to win mini challenges. Hopefully I can win a maxi soon, otherwise this can become a real problem.
Hello Queens, I see the competition is finally feeling real. Don't lose your footing, because it is only heating up from here. For this week's Maxi Challenge, you will show your comedy chops in a stand-up performance.
Well, fuck my drag then.
Each of you will have to prepare a stand-up routine, and perform it before a live audience on the main stage. Shadow and Akiza, as the winners of the mini-challenge, you will get to choose the order Queens perform. Good luck Queens, and don't fuck it up.
Well, I don't consider myself a comedian, but everyone always tells me that I am a walking joke. So this is a perfect challenge for me.
Oh my god, could it be a stand-up challenge? Blaney has never done this before. I am in heaven honestly.
I'm totally a comedian. I think this might be the week I get a win.
I'm fine to open or close the challenge.
I'd also like to open or close.
Lee is amazing, but girl, I'm not just going to give you the spot you want and let you get 2 wins ahead of me. No girl. Akiza comes first in this competition. Anyone else have any requests?
I'd like not to go after Owen or Lee.
Keith seems nervous for this challenge. Looks like we're losing both Voltron Queens back to back. I'd like to go after Keith.
Shady.
I'd be careful messing with Keith. If he can do any of the things Lance could, he might surprise Devin on the stage.
Well, why don't me and Akiza go talk among ourselves? We have some decisions to make for ourselves after all.
So I'm going to be honest, I don't want to give Owen and Lee the opening or closing spots.
I think they do good at them, so I do know what you mean. I would also like to open the show myself. I want to open the show because I need to be proactive if I want to get a win. I can be comedic, I can host.
I don't want to open or close myself, I'll go after Devin. I'm not a funny queen. Comedy is just not for me. I know my strengths, and they're not this.
Speaking of Devin, I am willing to put him after Keith, but I want to give Keith the spot after Flygon. I don't feel the need to kick a queen while they're down.
I am fine with that.
Shadow will open the show. Kaito will go second. Owen will go third. Lee will go fourth. Flygon will go fifth. Keith will go sixth. Devin will go seventh. Akiza will go eighth. And Mondo will close the show.
It's disappointing not getting the spot I wanted in the show. But I'll make it work. I'm a funny queen after all.
I'm honestly terrified. I'm sure I can do a good stand-up routine, but I am not as confident in closing the show.
Just what is this bullshit? Hey Akiza! Shadow! Why the hell am I going after Owen and Lee?
And to the shock of literally no one, it doesn't take long before Flygon needs to start a fight. Flygon is much like an actual fly, a total nuisance.
I want her to come for me, and I'll squash her like the overrated bug she is.
I don't remember you saying you didn't want to go after them.
Yes, but you didn't have to set me up to fail. Shadow, I thought we were good, bitch, but clearly you're trying to play shady.
Bitch, I don't have to do shit. It's a competition, you're a drag queen. Make it work. Now why don't you buzz off to the other end of the room? I've got no problem cutting a bitch.
I'm going to make Shadow regret ever daring to cross me. And Akiza, this means war.
Flygon's coming to show they only cared about apologizing last week because she looked like the bad guy. Which honestly she still is the bad guy. Bitch better know who she's messing with. I'm a trained marksman.
Flygon doesn't say a word until there's something she can complain about. I actually did insist on her going after Lee just cause she's so annoying. I'd say I wish she trips on the runway, but honestly that just feels like overkill at this point.
So Kaito, how are you feeling about this challenge?
Oh, I'll make it work.
I think Kaito is in trouble. I'm looking over at his sheet, and he's barely written anything down. Didn't he get critiqued last week for relying on his personality? At least that means I'll probably be safe tonight.
Hey, care to share with us any of your material?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
The hilarious Ross Matthews.
Boot. A complete and utter boot.
Bitch. Where are the jokes? Where are the jokes?
So Lee, I wish you luck. If anyone can beat me in this challenge, it's you.
You're damn right, I'm going to wipe the floor with you. Lee Kanker is coming for her second win, bitch. You seem nice, but you're in my way.
Well, anyways, may the best drag queen win.
May the best drag queen win. AKA, me. I don't care if I'm arrogant. This isn't cartoon Miss Congeniality race. This is the race for the next cartoon drag superstar. Owen seems nice. He's not ready for Hurricane Lee Kanker.
Lee is very feisty, which I guess you have to be when you look so busted. Don't tell Lee I said that.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Toon Madness. I'm your host, Blanley Stacey Andrews O'Halloran. Please welcome our resident judge, from Inside Out, it's Bill Anderson. Bill, are you ready to watch a show?
Fuck off, bitch.
You first, bitch, and our extra special guest judge. It's Subterra Hammer Gorham. He doesn't quite fit the seat. This week, the queens were tasked with performing a stand-up routine on the main stage. Racers, start your engines. And may the best drag artist win. Owen slayed the challenge.
I feel I did really well. I've always been naturally funny.
Owen is such a comedic powerhouse. I'm so glad I didn't have to follow that.
Shadow the Hedgehog, Lee Kanker, and Mondo Iwata had a great performance.
I respect a battle. Well fought, Owen. I know whose wigs I need to cut.
Blanley couldn't stop laughing at my spot, and closing the show totally worked out.
Mondo keeps appearing out of nowhere to prove he's competition. That said, I know I opened the show strong. I'm hopeful I'll be in the top tonight.
Keith, Kaito Momota, Akiza Azinski, Flygon, and Devin had a good performance.
It's Shadow and Akiza's fault. You put a queen right behind Owen and Lee Kanker, and anyone would look terrible. I am going to ruin them.
I got some laughs. So I think I did alright. Who am I kidding? I'm going to be in the bottom tonight.
I did okay considering I went after Keith. He didn't have the strongest performance tonight, so I'm thinking it's probably his time to go.
On the runway, category is Goddess Eleganza. Devin slayed the runway.
My Goddess Eleganza runway is a gold-plated bodysuit. A white and gold flame pattern is rhinestoned over the entire bodysuit. Gold wings, white hair, and my face and hands are painted gold. I'm holding this divine golden spear. I'm even wearing contacts to make my eye color look bright teal.
Mondo Iwata, Shadow the Hedgehog, Flygon, and Keith had a great runway.
For my goddess eleganza look, I wanted to look more like the darker side. I've painted myself sheet white. I'm wearing a black bodysuit, ripped up by the sleeves. Hanging from it are various chains and medals. I'm wearing black horns to elevate my look. I know I look fierce, literally.
For my goddess eleganza look, I made a look inspired by the mythical Pokemon Deoxys. Deoxys has always been so fascinating to me. It's so alien and ethereal, but in a way you don't come to expect. I have various cuts in the skirt and sleeves to look like DNA. And the makeup. Girl, it's on point.
For my goddess eleganza look, I decided to be creative and come up with the idea of a lion goddess. I'm wearing a gold rhinestone dress, and wrapped up in a white fur coat. I've given myself a lion's mane. I wanted to add a halo but the prop broke as we were leaving the workroom.
For my goddess eleganza look, I wanted to lean into the things I learned from my drag mother Black Doom. May she rest in peace. Oh, she's not dead, she's just living in Florida. But anyways, I'm wearing this black velvet dress. I have various long flowing black capes. I've painted myself to give the appearance of having 5 eyes. My gloves are clawed, and I've got a long red horn sticking out of my head. Baby, I'm giving you ethereal, I'm giving you alien, and I'm giving you glamour that can destroy you by blinking.
Owen, Lee Kanker, Akiza Azinski, and Kaito Momoda had a good runway. Thank you ladies, I've made some decisions. When I call your name please step forward. Kaito Momoda, Devin, Owen, Mondo Iwata, Lee Kanker, Keith. You represent the tops and bottoms of the week. The rest of you are safe. You may go untucked. Now let's move on to the judges' critiques. Mondo Iwata. Mondo, I think you were born to do drag. Each challenge you've come out a consistent heavy hitter. It's the way you sell yourself on the stage, deliver a joke, or put on a performance. You have been one of my favorite queens of the season.
However, what started out as your biggest strength is slowly turning into a weakness. And that is your runway package. It was interesting the first week you came out as a biker. It was a bit repetitive but still great when you came out as a biker on the second runway. The details on this look are once again polished, but they're once again biker. I'm starting to feel I can predict what you're going to come out as each week on the runway.
Lee Kanker.
Lee, I love your drag. I love how funny you are, but I feel we're doing a bit of a 180 on your makeup. Tonight it's looking a bit rough again. I know you can do so well in terms of aesthetic, but you need to make it consistent.
Lee, I agree with Bill. Make sure you're not backtracking when it comes to our critiques. That said, bitch, you are so funny. I was hollering at some of the things you were saying and doing. You are very much someone to keep an eye on. I'm very impressed. Is this what is typical for a Kanker sister show?
Mostly. I perform most of my shows with Marie and May, so usually I'm used to having other people to play off of when it comes to stand-up. I think I could have done better, but I never thought about needing to push it further since it would be a solo show.
That is a really great insight. I'd be sure to remember it going forward. Drag Race is an individual competition, make sure you're always the one shining through. Thank you, Lee. Kaito Momoda. Kaito, I honestly don't know what happened. I thought this would be a challenge you could excel in. You have so much charisma, but it doesn't seem to be coming through in the challenges. I see so much potential in you, but I'm beginning to wonder if you're actually ready for this competition. You're starting to fade into the background, and we need to see you come through.
To add to what Blanley is saying, we're also not seeing much improvement when it comes to your runways. There's been some growth since that first one you came out in, but we really haven't seen you drop any jaws with a look either. I recommend maybe getting some tips from queens in the workroom when it comes to things like makeup and outfits.
Devin.
Devin, can I just say this is the best you have ever looked on this stage? It's amazing to me how much growth we've seen from you in terms of aesthetics. This is something that looks like it could be in a high-budget blockbuster, a good one nonetheless. You look like you might actually be a goddess.
That said, in the challenge I was losing you. You had a few jokes, but then there was that Ross Matthews joke that wasn't funny. You kept your charisma up, which kept the performance okay. But compared to some of the queens we have on this stage, you definitely are in the back of the pack tonight. Devin, we've seen you pull through in the challenges before, but you need to give a higher level each week or you could be going home. Owen. Talk about the star of the show. Owen, there wasn't one joke you told tonight that wasn't a knockout. I love how you incorporated physical comedy into your routine. I was dying laughing, seriously, I thought I was going to suffocate, I was laughing so hard. This was such a great night for you.
I agree 100%, you know how to tell a fucking joke. Owen, I'm excited to see you in the challenges going forward, except the design challenges. Owen, this isn't bad, but much like Kaito, I'm still waiting for you to wow me on the runway. I understand you're really not a fashion queen, but aesthetic is one of the aspects to drag. I'd like to see you nail down the proportions and your makeup. But in spite of that, this was a great week for you.
Keith.
Keith, I want to commend you. Your fashion game is on point. You've got the makeup and proportions just right. I do get goddess somehow from this in a weird way. Still, I feel you could have done more things to put this outfit in the category of goddess, but I am pleased to say the least.
However, as for the challenges, it appears you finally fumbled. Keith, while you've been a hard hitter, I also feel out of all the queens I know the least about you. It's a shame because you clearly have so much talent, but who you are isn't being conveyed. I feel like you're starting to disappear in the crowd of big personalities. Wake up, Keith, don't let this opportunity pass you by. Queens, you've heard what we have to say, but now I'd like to hear from you. Who should go home tonight? And why? Starting with Mondo Iwata.
Based off the judges' critiques, I think Keith isn't ready for Drag Race.
Honestly, that's a weird thing to say when Blaney herself said this was Keith's first fumble in the competition.
Lee Kanker.
I think Kaito isn't performing on the level of a frontrunner. Especially since he's already got a win. I think if he's not ready to dominate this competition, he needs to make room for someone who is.
Kaito Momoda.
I just want to say that I am hearing the critiques. Lee's right that I need to get it together, and I promise you if you keep me I will not disappoint you again. I'm not going to say myself, so purely off the judges' critiques, I'll say Devin.
Devin.
Given everyone on this stage, I can name something everyone here brings to this competition. Except for Keith, he just brings that he's Princess Alora's drag sister. And out of everyone here, he's the only one without star quality.
Keith doesn't have star quality? What's that supposed to mean? Keith's got more talent that I've seen than I have from Devin.
Owen.
I think Keith should go home. I haven't really seen them give what I think of as a top-worthy performance. And out of everyone here, they're the only one who hasn't been in the top. On top of that, I don't think many people would be sad to see Keith go.
I honestly think Keith's overrated. I don't see anything special about Keith. Honestly, I think it's his time to go. Keith's just taking up someone's spot.
I think they feel threatened. Keith has shown to have a lot of potential, especially with him being the drag sister of Princess Allura. Keith is competition, and they smell blood in the water.
I'm honestly a bit surprised to hear my name being said so much on the stage. I don't think I lack star quality, or don't have anything to offer. I wouldn't dare say that to any of the other queen even if I thought it.
Keith.
First off, I don't know why everyone is suddenly saying I have no star quality or potential. I've been doing good up until this point, and just a week ago all three of these queens were saying they thought I should have been in the top. And even in spite of that, the person who should go home tonight isn't even on this stage.
Oh really? Who should go home tonight?
Flygon for multiple reasons. They're rude to not only us queens, but to the crew behind the scenes. They got outshined by both Owen and Lee. And when Lance got here, he showed me his runway looks because we're drag sisters. I don't remember Lance's runway look being damaged, and last week I saw Flygon go into Lance's workstation. I am pretty sure Flygon sabotaged Lance's runway look.
Well, I've been given a lot to think about. Thank you, queens.
How rude is it to make up a sabotage allegation just cause you don't like a bitch?
I totally buy that Flygon would sabotage someone here. She's so vicious without reason. It totally is something she would do.
I've made some decisions. Lee Kanker, you showed us exceptional is truly something that one emanates. You are safe. Owen, you should change your name to Showstopper. Mondo Iwata, you made sure the performance ended on a high note. Owen, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Finally, I got a challenge win. This has been a long time coming since I was robbed my first win against Lee. I'd like to thank the Academy.
I'm very happy for Owen. I feel he's been underestimated so far in this competition.
Scott flatlined so Owen could walk. Work bitch, show these basic bitches who's boss.
Ladies, that means you represent the bottoms of the night. Kaito Momota, you seemed to get lost in the crowd this week, and the judges weren't in love with your goddess Eleganza. I'm sorry my dear, but you are up for elimination.
It's really heartbreaking to be in the bottom 2 weeks in a row. I know Blanley just saw so much in me at the start. Now it feels like I'm just letting her down.
Devin, tonight your jokes were hit or miss. Keith, comedy is not your strong suit. Devin, you are safe. That means Keith. I'm sorry my dear, but you are up for elimination.
I'm glad Devin is safe. I feel bad saying this, but it's honestly Keith's time to go.
It's great to still be here. It's crazy we're about to lose both of Princess Alora's drag sisters back to back.
2 queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck. And don't fuck it up.
It's honestly disappointing to be in the bottom for the first time. It's also sad cause I have to face my friend Kaito. Well, I guess this is revenge for sending Lance home, but still. 3 girls said I should go home tonight, and that I bring nothing to this season. So I am going to show them. I am not someone to underestimate.
The lip sync song is Even Angels by Fantasia. Keith slayed the lip sync. Kaito had a good lip sync. I've made my decision. Keith. Shantae, you stay. Kaito Momota, sashay away.
Thank you for having me. I'll be sure to catch up with you all after my next journey to the stars.
Back in Untucked, Flygon tells Akiza and Shadow that it must hurt getting snubbed of the top. Akiza reminds Flygon she's the one who complains when Blanley isn't giving them the praise they feel they deserve. Flygon tells Akiza to shut up, she doesn't want critiques this week cause she was set up to fail. Shadow tells Flygon they're just glad they're here another week. Flygon groans. The queens from the main stage enter Untucked. Akiza notices Keith and Devin are glaring at each other, and Shadow notices Kaito isn't with them. Lee tells the queens that Owen won the challenge and that Keith was in the bottom with Kaito. The queens congratulate Owen on their win. Keith congratulates Owen quietly. Shadow congratulates Keith on winning the lip sync. The other queens also congratulate Keith on winning the lip sync, except for Devin. Devin says he thinks Blanley made a mistake with the lip sync. Keith says he earned his spot here and has the star quality Devin said he lacked. Devin tells Keith he wasn't talking about his stupid star quality. Keith tells Devin that he didn't need to say he had no place to be here. He gets up and walks to the other end of the workroom. Akiza, Shadow, and Lee follow after him. Flygon asks Mondo what happened on the main stage. Mondo explains that on the main stage they were asked who should go home, and he, Devin, and Owen said Keith should go home. Devin said that Keith had no star quality and added nothing to the competition, and Owen said no one would miss him. Devin starts ranting about how it was Keith's time to go, and he felt it was nasty to say someone who wasn't on the stage. Flygon asks who Keith said, and Devin tells Flygon Keith accused her of sabotaging Lance's runway look last week. Flygon chases after Keith. Flygon screams what the hell is wrong with Keith accusing her of sabotaging Lance to Blanley. Keith tells Flygon he doesn't remember Lance's runway look being damaged in the beginning, and he did see her go into Lance's workstation the day Lance was eliminated. Flygon screams that Keith has no concern about how that might change the way Blanley thinks of her, and he has no proof of sabotage. Shadow cuts in, telling Lee and Keith how he told Flygon and Devon the week before he suspected Lance's looks were sabotaged. They all appeared to be cut, and the cuts were too clean. Flygon points out that's not proof, to which Shadow points out that it isn't proof to Blanley either, but given what he knows and what Keith knows, it seems likely. Flygon storms off.